Attention passionate Seattle SEAHAWKS fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC West and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Seattle Seahawks' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Seattle Seahawks fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Seattle SEAHAWKS fans. Let's get to the news in the whirlwind of NFL trade rumors and offseason buzz. One of the most intriguing and potentially game-changing whispers is swirling around the Seahawks secondary. According to sources close to ESPN's Adam Schefter, there's a strong possibility that Seattle might be making a bold move for Antoine Winfield Jr., the versatile safety from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now I know what some of you might be thinking. Is this really happening? Well, let's dig into the details because this could be a massive shift not just for the Seahawks, but for the entire NFC West race. First off, the rumor suggests that the Bucs are eyeing a trade that would send Winfield Jr. to Seattle in exchange for a second-round pick in the 2026 draft, plus a young safety. The Bucs, after a tough 7-8 season and a recent focus on rebuilding their offensive line, are prioritizing cap space and roster flexibility. Tampa's management, especially under coach Todd Bowles, has been clear about their desire to shed some salary and focus on retooling the team's core. Winfield Jr., affectionately known as the Shadow Guardian, has been a standout for Tampa, frequently playing the role of a Swiss Army knife in their secondary. At just 27 years old, Winfield is entering his prime, and he's proven to be a game-changer on the field. Now, why would Seattle be interested? Well, for starters, the Seahawks are in a bit of a defensive renaissance. They've been building a much more aggressive and ball-hawking secondary over the past couple of seasons, and adding someone like Winfield could be the perfect piece to accelerate that effort. The Seahawks have already shown signs of improvement on defense, especially with their pass rush and coverage schemes. But what's truly exciting is Winfield's ability to play multiple roles, covering receivers, helping against the run, and providing leadership in the secondary. His versatility is exactly what the Seahawks need to elevate their ball-hawking capabilities, especially considering the current projection of adding around 9 more interceptions and reducing yards per pass attempt by approximately 17% compared to last season. At 27, Winfield has accumulated a solid 6-year career, with over 312 tackles, 15 interceptions, and a PFF grade averaging around 89. 1. He's been selected to 3 Pro Bowls, which for those who follow the Seahawks, signals a player who's recognized league-wide for his talent and consistency. In 2025, he played 15 games, racking up 78 tackles, 4 interceptions, and 2 sacks, with a notable EPA per target of -0.22 and a coverage PFF grade of 90. 2, that's elite production, and it's consistent. His 2024 season was even more impressive, with a PFF grade of 91. 5, 6 interceptions, and an interception rate of 4.2%, which surpasses many safeties on the league. But the real question is, why would Tampa want to trade him? The Bucs' secondary has been average at best, surrendering around 25 points per game. They're also facing a cap crunch, with about $30 million committed to their safeties, and they need to extend key players like Mike Evans. Keeping Winfield at around $17 million per year is a tough sell for Tampa's front office, especially when they're eyeing more cap space to make additional moves. The trade strategy here is clear. They're looking for picks and young talent to rebuild efficiently, similar to the Bayard trade in 2023, which yielded positive results but left some risks exposed. Tampa wants flexibility, and moving Winfield could be part of that plan, especially given the team's focus on their offensive line and cap management. For the Seahawks, this isn't just about adding a good player. It's about transforming their secondary into a real ball-hawking unit. The projections are optimistic. Adding Winfield could elevate their interception numbers by around 9 and significantly reduce the yards per pass attempt. Imagine the Seahawks facing quarterbacks like Jordan Love, who's been activated since December 6 and threw 3 interceptions last season. Winfield's presence could turn those opportunities into game-changing turnovers. His ability to read plays and break on the ball quickly, combined with his experience and leadership, makes him a perfect fit for the Seahawks' aggressive defensive identity. When we look at the impact on the Seahawks' Super Bowl chances, the potential addition of Winfield becomes even more compelling. Current odds for the Seahawks winning Super Bowl LX are around plus 4-0, but if they land a player of Winfield's caliber, those odds could improve substantially, possibly down to plus 1,500. In the NFC, where the competition is fierce with teams like San Francisco, Dallas, and Philadelphia, having a game-changing safety could be the difference between a deep playoff run and an early exit. Winfield's knack for making plays in crucial moments, like forcing turnovers against the Vikings, where he's projected to be the X-factor, could tip the scales in Seattle's favor. The impact on the Seahawks' defense would be immediate. Adding Winfield would complement their existing core, especially young stars like Tarek Woolen and Quander Diggs. The secondary would look more cohesive, more dangerous, and more capable of disrupting opponents' passing attacks. With Winfield's leadership, Seattle could see a defensive turnaround, generating more turnovers and keeping their opponents scoring down. This would not only reinforce their playoff push, but also set a new tone for the team's identity moving forward. The Seahawks have been building toward this kind of aggressive, turnover-generating defense, and bringing in Winfield could be the final piece that cements their status as serious contenders. Of course, all of this hinges on the trade negotiations and whether Tampa is willing to part with Winfield at the right price. But if the Seahawks manage to pull this off, it would be a statement of intent, showing that they're serious about competing at the highest level, not just in 2024, but for years to come. It's a move that could inspire the entire team and fan base, igniting hopes of another deep playoff run and maybe another Super Bowl appearance. The Seahawks have been patient and strategic in recent years, and this kind of bold trade could be exactly what they need to push them over the top. Now, as we look ahead to the upcoming season, the addition of a player like Winfield could also serve as a catalyst for the entire defense to elevate their game. It's about creating a culture of elite ball hawking, of relentless pursuit, and of smart, aggressive play. With Winfield's experience, leadership, and playmaking ability, the Seahawks could turn their secondary into one of the league's most feared units. Fans are dreaming of a secondary that can create turnovers at will, stifling opposing quarterbacks and setting up their offense with short fields and momentum swings. That's what Winfield brings, a true game changer. So as we await confirmation of this potential blockbuster deal, it's worth noting that the Seahawks are not just tinkering around the edges. They're making a statement. They're signaling that they're ready to take the next step, that they want to contend not just for a playoff spot, but for a Super Bowl. Adding Anton Winfield Jr. would be a clear message to the rest of the league that the Seahawks are all in, building a team that's young, talented, and hungry for glory. And for us fans, that's exactly the kind of excitement we crave. We're on the edge of a new chapter, and this move could be the spark that ignites it. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Seattle Seahawks news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick, and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. Looking forward, the Seahawks are clearly positioning themselves as serious contenders. And if this trade goes through, it could set the tone for a season full of excitement and big plays. Winfield's addition would give Seattle a veteran presence in the secondary that's both reliable and versatile, a true cornerstone for their defense's future. His ability to adapt and excel in different coverage schemes will allow defensive coordinator Clint Hurt to be even more creative with blitz packages and coverage rotations. The potential is immense, and the Seahawks fan base should be buzzing with anticipation. This move also aligns with Seattle's broader strategy, building a competitive roster that balances youth with proven talent. The Seahawks have been strategic in their draft picks and free agent signings, and acquiring a player like Winfield fits perfectly into that mold. It's about making bold moves when the opportunity presents itself, and this trade possibility certainly fits that bill. Imagine the energy in Lumen Field when Winfield steps onto the field in the familiar Seahawks colors. His versatility and playmaking instincts could make him an immediate fan favorite, and a key piece in the Seahawks Super Bowl aspirations. And as we watch this saga unfold, it's worth remembering that the NFL is a league where moments like these define seasons. The trade deadline, draft day, or even the quiet offseason moves often set the trajectory for years to come. If the Seahawks can pull off this deal, they're not just adding a player, they're making a statement that they're here to contend now and for the future. Winfield's leadership, experience, and knack for making plays in critical moments could very well be what pushes Seattle over the edge in an increasingly competitive NFC. So, Seahawks fans, stay tuned. Keep your fingers crossed, because this could be the move that transforms the team from a promising squad into a legitimate Super Bowl contender. It's a story worth watching, and I'll be here to keep you updated every step of the way. Remember, the NFL offseason is full of surprises, and sometimes the biggest ones come when you least expect it. As always, we're rooting for our Seahawks to make the right moves and this potential Winfield Jr. trade might just be the start of something special. And now, Seattle Seahawks fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this rumor? Do you think Winfield Jr. would be the perfect fit for our defense? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Seahawks. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Seattle Seahawks news. Let's keep the passion alive and get ready for an exciting season ahead.